Hey, what's up guys? So I have a question for you. Are you still struggling with wave selection? Wave selection is a very important part of surfing, and it's one of the most difficult things to progress in, especially if you like from a beginner to a low intermediate level surfer. I'm going to teach you and go through some basic pointers on how to fix that. My previous tutorial was the same thing on wave selection, but in part one I went through some basic diagrams on my lovely whiteboard over there. Today we're going to go through some video analysis and we're going to analyze these waves and talk about it. So as you can see in these videos, there are a lot of people that are often out of position. So the first thing we need to do is be in the correct position, which means we want to go to where the wave starts breaking from and find some landmarkers or reference points on land. So it's basically the same as like if you want to go to the store and buy a slab of chocolate. You don't go to the dog or the cat food aisle, you go to the chocolate aisle and you get a chocolate from there. It's the same with surfing. You go to the correct position and you find some landmarkers. So it's all about being in the correct position. The second thing is you want to assess the wave. So you don't just want to paddle for the wave for the sake of it. You want to assess the wave, see what it's going to do, how big it is, how fast it is, how slow it is, and whether you can surf towards the left or towards the right. So in this case, for example, you see how the waves stretch out, and most of the wave is going to close out because it's basically the same size throughout the whole wave. But on the sides, there's a right and then there's a left. So you want to be in those kind of positions where there's a high point and then a low point, and the wave fades and tapers from one side to the other side. So like this person here, if you see a wave, don't just paddle for the wave because it's a wave. You want to assess the wave first, because you don't want to be in a position where you are catching closeouts and the wave's breaking on you, or it's too fast, because that's going to be frustrating and sometimes it puts you off. So you want to be in position to catch these kind of waves. And this is a very nice wave. This is a good A-frame, and as you can see, there are three people looking at the wave. Okay, one person looking towards the right, one on the left, and one in the middle. The person on the right is basically too far on the shoulder, and the person getting slammed by the wave is a bit too deep, and then the other person's in the perfect position. So that's the other thing we need to do. We want to be in the correct position for the wave, so we have an easy entry like that. So basically we want to be next to the high point of the wave in the pocket for a takeoff, not on the shoulder like that. This guy's got it in the pocket. So being in the right position in the water, but also in the right position for the wave, is going to help you a lot. So this is also going to help us get our stoke up. It's going to help us improve and progress just by choosing the correct waves. This person's in a great position. You can see how the wave's steeper on the one side and it's tapering down towards his left. And this wave here, also a very nice A-frame. And that's the kind of wave you want to catch. He lost his balance, but good wave selection. This person was on a good wave, but you see he just went towards the wrong side of the peak. He was in a good position to go right, and he ended up cutting across the peak and trying to go left, and it didn't work out. So he was already in a good position. So yeah, so don't get too confused by that. You know, if it's a right and you want to go left, just go right. And then this one here is actually a good wave at the start. This wave is quite a deceiving wave. You can see it looks good, but you see there's a crease or there's a small bump just in front of the wave. So this is going to make the wave disappear. So what we want to do is, as we progress in learning how to read waves, you want to see not only what the wave is doing, but what it's going to do later on. And that's for a different topic. But these kind of things will help us a lot, because if we assess the wave and if we're in the right position, we're going to get better waves, get our wave count up, our stoke up, etc, etc. Now this kind of wave is also quite interesting because this is a closeout, but it's going to close out later on. So this guy still has a good nice entry into the wave, as you can see, and it gives him enough time to ride the wave. And these kind of waves are quite good if you want to practice doing, let's say, a closeout snap or a floater or just a reverse 360 or an air. So although that wave kind of closed out, it still had enough time to surf the wave. Alright guys, so thanks for watching these videos, and be sure to subscribe, but also let me know what you want me to teach you on. There are so many topics in surfing, so if you have any suggestions or questions, feel free just to let me know, and hopefully I can teach you the tricks of the trade.